They say freedom isn't free. But what if I told you in some places it's actually on sale? For the price of a luxury SUV, you could own something far more powerful than four wheels. A passport that opens borders, lowers taxes, and erases airport anxiety. Welcome to Restful Wealth, where we uncover the smartest ways to live better for less. Today's video: 10 countries offering citizenship by investment you won't believe are this affordable. And trust me, you really won't. While most people are stressing over rising costs, a quiet wave of investors, retirees, and digital nomads are doing something entirely different. They are buying legal citizenships, not fake documents, not shady deals, but government-approved passports that unlock global mobility and long-term financial freedom. The numbers will shock you. Some programs cost less than the average American home renovation. Others take less time than renewing your driver's license. And yet, most people have no idea these options even exist. So before you assume a second passport is out of reach, stay tuned, because by the end of this countdown, you might just realize the world is more affordable and more accessible than you ever imagined. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's dive in. Your global freedom might start right here. Number 10. Botswana. If there were ever a country quietly preparing to crash the global citizenship by investment party, it's Botswana. Yep, the same Botswana known for diamond mines, elephants, and the kind of sunsets that make you question your life choices. But come 2026, this southern African gem is launching what could easily become the most affordable golden passport program on the planet. And the price tag? It's the part that will make you look twice: $75,000. That's right. For the cost of a luxury SUV, you could own not just a vehicle, but a passport that drives your global mobility. Add about $10,000 per spouse or child, and suddenly, this looks less like a government scheme and more like a family discount at the Freedom Store. Now, before you roll your eyes at the word Africa, let's talk about Botswana's credentials. This isn't your typical developing nation gamble. Botswana is often called the Switzerland of Africa. And not just because of the safaris. It's ranked among the continent's most stable democracies, boasts decades of political peace, zero major corruption scandals, and a government that actually balances its budget. In a world where most countries are printing money like confetti, Botswana is the adult in the fiscal room. The country's ecotourism industry is booming too. The Okavango Delta, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, attracts the kind of travelers who prefer champagne over chaos. And now, with this new citizenship by investment program, Botswana's opening its doors to investors who want more than just a photo safari. They are offering a legitimate path to citizenship. No shady shortcuts, no fake documents, no for entertainment purposes only disclaimers. Processing times and residency requirements are still under wraps, but early whispers suggest approvals could take under 6 months, with no residency requirement, meaning you don't have to trade your home office for a tent in the savannah. If this program delivers as promised, Botswana could dethrone every Caribbean competitor. Imagine, while others are spending $200,000 or more for a second passport, you will be holding one from a country with strong governance, low debt, and a growing reputation as Africa's safest haven. So yeah, you might not have seen this one coming. But that's the point. Botswana is the blue-chip passport nobody's watching, yet, and getting in early could mean you own a piece of the future before the world catches on. Number 9. São Tomé and Príncipe. Blink on a world map, and you might miss São Tomé and Príncipe, but trust me, it's worth finding. Most people couldn't find it on a map if you gave them a magnifying glass and a clue, but that's exactly what makes it intriguing. This tiny island nation, floating quietly in the Gulf of Guinea off Africa's west coast, is now making waves for something other than its beaches. A citizenship by investment program that's turning out to be one of the most affordable and efficient in the world. We are talking citizenship for as little as $90,000, processed in as fast as 6 weeks. Yes, weeks, not months, not years, not, "We will get back to you after 3 background checks and a blood sample." That's faster than renewing some passports you already own. São Tomé and Príncipe seems to understand what most bureaucracies don't. That paperwork shouldn't outlive your patience. Here's why that matters. While other programs make you jump through hoops, sit through interviews, and prove your great-grandmother's place of birth, this island nation is saying, relax, we've got this. There's no residency requirement, no drawn-out inspections, and no need to buy overpriced condos you'll never visit. Just a straightforward path to a second passport in paradise. Now, don't mistake its small size for insignificance. São Tomé and Príncipe may only have a population of about 250,000 people, but it's rich in natural beauty and untapped potential. Its economy thrives on ecotourism, cocoa exports, and sustainable investments, meaning your money doesn't just buy a passport, it helps fuel a green future. Think of it as ethical citizenship with tropical flair. And the setting? Imagine a mix of Maldives tranquility and Caribbean warmth, minus the crowds and the price tag. Here, peace isn't a marketing slogan, it's the national mood. There are no loud nightlife scenes, no chaotic traffic, and definitely no endless paperwork queues. Just calm waters, palm trees, and the kind of slow-living retirees dream about. Of course, it's still new, which means there's some risk. But that also means opportunity. Early adopters often get the best deals before prices rise and demand explodes. And with São Tomé and Príncipe's reputation for political stability and environmental stewardship, this could quietly become the Caribbean of Africa. Affordable, beautiful, and refreshingly uncomplicated. So, while everyone else is chasing overpriced passports and overcrowded markets, São Tomé and Príncipe is offering something far more valuable, a shortcut to serenity. And at $90,000, it might just be the best-kept secret on the map you didn't know you needed to find. Number 8. North Macedonia. If Europe had a members-only club, North Macedonia would be that savvy friend who slips you in through the side entrance. It's not part of the European Union yet, but it's standing right at the velvet rope, waving politely at the bouncer. And for anyone looking for a smart, affordable path to European living, this little Balkan nation might just be your golden ticket. Here's where things get interesting. The price tag. The Citizenship by Investment program runs between €200,000 and €400,000, depending on your route. Compared to most European options that can hit 7 figures before you even unpack your briefcase, North Macedonia's offer feels refreshingly reasonable. The processing time runs between 12 and 24 months, and there is no residency requirement, which means no awkwardly pretending to live somewhere you have never been, just to keep your application active. So what makes North Macedonia worth your attention? Location, for one. Tucked between Greece, Albania, and Bulgaria, it's Europe adjacent in all the right ways. Politically stable, culturally rich, and far cheaper than its famous neighbors. Think Mediterranean flavor without the Mediterranean price tag. The country's economy is small but steady, fueled by foreign investment, agriculture, and a growing tech scene. It's part of NATO, aligned with the EU, and its citizens already enjoy visa-free travel to more than 120 destinations. In other words, it's positioning itself as the next in line for greater European integration, a low-cost bet with high upside potential. Life here feels comfortably simple. You will find cobblestone towns, lakes so clear they look photoshopped, and mountain ranges that would make any hiker's heart skip. The cost of living? Roughly half that of Western Europe. Dinner for two? Around €25, wine included. Sure, it doesn't yet come with the full EU benefits, but that's precisely the opportunity. For investors who love being early to the party, North Macedonia is still under the radar, and that's where the real value lies. You are not buying a flashy passport for Instagram clout. You are investing in a European foothold before it gets crowded and expensive. So, while everyone else is lining up for overpriced programs in Portugal or Malta, North Macedonia is quietly saying, hey, we are open for business, and the view from here is surprisingly good. Number 7. Egypt. The pyramids have seen empires rise and fall, but even they might raise an eyebrow at this. Egypt is now one of the most intriguing players in the citizenship by investment world. The land of pharaohs, the Nile, and more history than your high school textbooks could handle, is offering a passport deal that's surprisingly modern and surprisingly affordable. Citizenship starts at just $250,000 if you go the donation route, about $300,000 for real estate, or $500,000 if you prefer the refundable bank deposit option. For a country this strategically placed, connecting Africa, the Middle East, and Europe, that's a serious bargain. Some people pay more than that for parking spots in Manhattan. The best part? The processing time averages 6 to 9 months, and there is no residency requirement. You don't have to relocate, learn Arabic overnight, then harder, or survive Cairo traffic, a true endurance sport, just to qualify. It's simple, straightforward, and efficient. 3 words no one thought they would ever associate with Middle Eastern bureaucracy. And while Egypt's passport won't exactly catapult you into the EU fast lane, it still opens doors to over 70 countries visa-free, and more importantly, to a region brimming with opportunity. The country is Africa's second-largest economy, with booming sectors in tourism, real estate, and renewable energy. For entrepreneurs or investors, Egypt isn't just a gateway, it's an entire marketplace waiting to be explored. Culturally, it's hard to beat. You get a mix of ancient charm and modern chaos, the kind of place where you can visit the Sphinx in the morning, sail the Nile at sunset, and still find a Starbucks in between. And for retirees, the cost of living is refreshingly low. A comfortable apartment in a good neighborhood can cost less than a monthly electric bill in Los Angeles. Egypt's citizenship program might still be new, but that's exactly what makes it exciting. It's the underrated contender. While everyone's crowding tropical islands, Egypt offers something rarer, a blend of affordability, ancient prestige, and modern momentum. Here, history isn't just something you visit, it's something you can now officially join. Number 6. Turkey, officially known as Turkey. There is something poetic about a country that literally sits between 2 worlds. Turkey has always been a bridge between East and West, ancient and modern, business and pleasure. And lately, it's become a bridge to something else entirely, affordable citizenship. Here's the part that surprises most people. Citizenship here starts with a $400,000 real estate investment, or $500,000 parked in a bank deposit or capital fund. That's not pocket change, but for what you are getting, a major G20 economy, access to over 110 visa-free countries, and a foothold in both Europe and Asia, it's a serious value. You can get your passport in as little as 3 to 6 months, and you don't even have to move there full-time. Just keep your property or deposit for 3 years, and you are set. The real estate market is booming, from Istanbul's penthouses overlooking the Bosphorus to Aegean coastal villas that look straight out of a travel magazine. Your investment doesn't just sit there, it grows. The country itself is a fascinating contradiction in the best way possible. You can sip espresso in a cafe that's older than some nations, then hop on the world's second oldest subway, grab some baklava, and still make it to a tech startup meeting before lunch. Turkey's economy ranks among the top 20 in the world, powered by 85 million people, and it's one of the few places where culture, commerce, and chaos coexist so gracefully. And lifestyle? Think Mediterranean warmth, low living costs, excellent health care, and food that could start diplomatic debates over which dish is best. The program also includes your family. So everyone enjoys the perks. It may not be an EU passport, but it offers something the EU can't always match: speed, scale, and soul. While others queue for months in Caribbean offices, Turkey hands you the keys to a country that connects continents and opportunities. So whether you are an investor, entrepreneur, or retiree who just wants kebabs with a side of global access, Turkey's citizenship program might be your ticket to living between worlds. We are halfway through our countdown, and if your jaw hasn't dropped yet, give it time. The next few countries might just change how you think about passports, borders, and freedom itself. It's amazing, isn't it? Most people spend years saving for vacations, and here we are, discovering places where that same money could literally buy you citizenship. Legal, legitimate, life-changing citizenship. So, if you are enjoying this journey so far, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment below, and tell us, if you could hold a second passport, where would you want it to be? Your answers help us tailor new videos to what you actually want to see. And trust me, the best ones always come from you. And if you are new here, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next part of this global adventure. Number 5. St. Lucia. When most people picture St. Lucia, they think of honeymoons, turquoise water, and luxury resorts where someone brings you a coconut before you even ask. What they don't realize is that this same postcard-perfect island is also home to one of the most flexible and underrated citizenship by investment programs on the planet. St. Lucia's citizenship starts at about $240,000 for a donation, or around $300,000 if you prefer to invest in real estate or government bonds. That's right, actual bonds backed by the government, and the best part? They are refundable after 5 years. So instead of just spending money, you are essentially parking it somewhere sunny and getting a passport in the process. Not a bad trade-off for 5 years of financial vacation. The processing time ranges from 6 to 12 months, and you don't have to move there, rent a villa, or prove you can survive hurricane season. The program has no residency requirement. That alone puts it ahead of half the global competition. St. Lucia entered the citizenship scene later than its Caribbean neighbors, but that turned out to be a strength. It learned from everyone else's mistakes: the red tape, the confusing fees, the "we will get back to you in 18 months" delays, and built something simpler, faster, and refreshingly straightforward. Beyond the paperwork, St. Lucia has genuine appeal. Its passport grants visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 countries, including the UK and the Schengen area. The island itself is stunning. Think rainforest-covered mountains meeting sapphire waters. The locals are warm, the culture vibrant, and the vibe perfectly balanced between Caribbean chill and modern efficiency. And let's be honest, the idea of gaining citizenship from a country where your toughest decision is beach or rum punch has its own charm. It's not just a passport, it's peace of mind in tropical form. Number 4. Antigua and Barbuda. This is the kind of place that makes you wonder why you ever settled for less than palm trees, turquoise water, and a government that literally rewards you for showing up 5 days every 5 years. Yes, 5 days. That's the grand residency requirement. You could fit that in between 2 beach naps and a sunset cocktail. The citizenship by investment program here starts at around $230,000 through a donation to the National Development Fund, or about $300,000 if you prefer to go the real estate route. Either way, it's a fraction of what you would pay in other parts of the world. And the perks? Pretty impressive. Antigua's program is one of the few that actually caters to families. While some countries charge extra for every additional child, like you are ordering off a menu, Antigua offers one of the most inclusive packages in the Caribbean. Large families can all be covered under one application, which means mom, dad, kids, and even dependent grandparents can join the tropical club without breaking the bank. And let's not forget location. Antigua sits in the heart of the Caribbean with 365 beaches. One for every day of the year, because apparently moderation is overrated. It has one of the region's best developed tourism infrastructures, direct flights to Europe and North America, and a reputation for being safe, stable, and refreshingly welcoming. Processing takes about 6 to 9 months, and once approved, you are looking at visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 countries, including the UK and Schengen zone. Not bad for a country where the national soundtrack is calypso and the national dress code is flip-flops acceptable. It's also worth noting that Antigua and Barbuda has leaned into sustainability, with portions of the citizenship funds supporting renewable energy and education. So your investment isn't just buying freedom, it's helping fuel local development. For retirees, Antigua is pure gold. The cost of living is manageable, healthcare is improving, and the pace of life is slower than a steel drum solo. And for families, the education system and safety record are solid. So, whether you are a snowbird escaping high taxes or a parent planning for global mobility, Antigua and Barbuda's passport is like an all-inclusive resort. Once you're in, everyone's covered, and all you have to do is enjoy the view. Number 3. Grenada. If citizenship programs were ranked like college degrees, Grenada's would come with honors, maybe even a minor in strategic global access. This small but mighty island doesn't just hand you a Caribbean passport, it gives you a clever backdoor into the United States and China, a combo that's almost impossible to find anywhere else. Grenada's citizenship by investment program starts at around $235,000 for a donation or $270,000 if you go for real estate. The process takes about 6 to 8 months, and there's no residency requirement. You don't need to pack up, learn how to crack coconuts, or fake an island accent. Though honestly, it wouldn't hurt your vacation photos. So, what makes Grenada's passport stand out in a sea of Caribbean options? 2 words: E2 visa. Grenada is the only Caribbean country whose citizens are eligible to apply for the U.S. E2 investor visa, allowing you to live and work in the United States by investing in an American business. That alone makes this passport a golden ticket for entrepreneurs and retirees who still want a U.S. connection without the tax headaches of U.S. citizenship. And it doesn't stop there. Grenada also happens to be one of the few countries with visa-free access to both China and the Schengen zone, giving you reach across east and west like a true global citizen. That's a rare privilege wrapped in an island breeze. The island itself is exactly what you would hope for: spice markets, beaches, waterfalls, and zero stress. They don't call it the Spice Isle for nothing. Nutmeg, cinnamon, and cocoa scent the air. Life moves slowly here. Not because people are lazy, but because rushing in paradise just feels disrespectful. Beyond the postcard views, Grenada's also surprisingly forward-thinking. It has a respected medical university, growing infrastructure, and a government that understands tourism and foreign investment are its golden geese, and takes good care of them. In short, Grenada offers more than sun and sand. It offers strategy. It's the Caribbean passport for people who want more than just beaches. They want business access, travel freedom, and a little leverage in a complicated world. So yes, Grenada might be small on the map, but when it comes to global opportunity, this island plays in the big leagues, all while wearing flip-flops. Number 2. St. Kitts and Nevis. When it comes to citizenship by investment, St. Kitts and Nevis is the country that practically invented the category and then perfected it. This 2-island nation has been handing out second passports since 1984, back when most of the world still thought remote work meant yelling across an office. 4 decades later, it remains the benchmark every other program tries to copy. The entry point? A $250,000 donation to the Sustainable Island State Contribution, or $325,000 in government-approved real estate. That's not cheap, but it's a small price for what many call the Rolls-Royce of passports. The application process takes only 4 to 6 months, and unlike many countries, you don't have to live there, visit, or even pretend to understand cricket scores. So why all the praise? 2 words: credibility and convenience. St. Kitts and Nevis passports offer visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 150 countries, including the UK, Schengen zone, Hong Kong, and Singapore. Add in political stability, no income or inheritance tax, and a government that understands the value of efficiency, and you've got a combination that's hard to beat. The islands themselves look like they were designed by a travel brochure committee. Emerald hills, golden beaches, and that laid-back Caribbean tempo that makes stress feel like a foreign concept. Yet, behind the scenery is a modern banking system, growing tourism sector, and one of the region's best reputations for due diligence. For retirees, entrepreneurs, and global nomads alike, St. Kitts and Nevis offers more than a passport. It offers peace of mind with a side of palm trees. It's a place where your investment buys both security and sunshine, and where checking your balance might just mean seeing how tan you've gotten. Number 1. Dominica. When it comes to citizenship by investment, Dominica is the quiet achiever. The one that's been doing it right for decades while everyone else is still figuring out how to spell due diligence. Since launching its program back in 1993, this small Caribbean nation has earned a global reputation for affordability, transparency, and reliability. In a world full of shiny new passport schemes, Dominica is the one with the proven track record. Here's what makes it so irresistible. Citizenship for about $200,000. Either through a donation to the Economic Diversification Fund or a real estate investment of the same amount. That's it. No complex hoops, no mystery fees, and no residency requirements. Processing typically takes 4 to 6 months, which means you could apply in spring and have your new passport before the year's out. faster than some people get their home renovations finished. Dominica's passport gives you visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 countries, including the UK and Schengen zone. But what really sets it apart is its reputation. Dominica's government has built one of the most respected citizenship by investment programs in the world, known for rigorous background checks and ethical administration. Meaning, it's legit and the world knows it. Beyond the paperwork, Dominica itself is breathtaking. This isn't your typical beach and cocktails Caribbean cliché. It's a lush, mountainous island packed with rainforests, waterfalls, and volcanoes. They call it the Nature Island for a reason. For retirees and digital nomads, it's paradise without pretense. A place where living well doesn't mean spending wildly. And the cost of living? Manageable. Property? Affordable. People? Warm and welcoming. Dominica has a way of making you feel like you belong before your citizenship certificate even arrives. In short, Dominica isn't trying to impress, it just does. It's not the flashiest, but it's the most dependable, most respected, and most affordable citizenship by investment program in the world. If passports were cars, Dominica's wouldn't be a sports car. It would be a reliable luxury SUV, comfortable, safe, and built to last. And that's why it takes the top spot. The world's best passport deal for those who want freedom, security, and peace of mind, all wrapped in Caribbean sunshine. So there you have it, 10 countries offering real, legal pathways to global freedom. Some are tropical, some are strategic, but all are built for people who want more than borders. They want options, stability, and the freedom to choose where their story continues. Whether your goal is lower taxes, better healthcare, a safer lifestyle, or simply a passport that works with you instead of against you, there's a program out there that fits your future. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's ready to start their next chapter, maybe even from a different continent. Thank you for watching. Until next time, live simply, dream big, and don't forget the sunscreen.